Welcome you all for today's book reading session. We'll be reading from the book The Path of Perfection by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. I hope all of you are able to see the text.
Yes, Prabhu.
सर्वभूतस्थितं यो मां भजति एकत्वम् आस्थितः सर्वथा वर्तमानोऽपि स योगी मयि वर्तते. This Krishna says in the 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita Dhyana Yoga. The yogi who knows that I and the supersoul within all creatures are one worships me and remains always in me in all circumstances. The yogi who knows that I and the supersoul within all creatures are one worships me and remains always in me in all circumstances. Sarva bhuta stitam yo mam. Many times we see in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna refers to himself. He says, I am the Supreme Lord, there is nobody above me. You should always think of me, you should worship me, Krishna says. And sometimes you see, Krishna says, Paramatma is situated in everybody's heart, and you should surrender unto that Paramatma. That also Krishna says to Arjuna, right? But here it is very clear that Krishna says that Paramatma is me only, that Paramatma is Krishna only. Sarva Bhuta Stitam Yo Yaha means the one who is Sarva Bhuta Stitam, who is situated in every Jiva's heart. Okay, who is that? Is me, Mam. Bhajati Ekatvam Asthitaha. They worship me. Ekatvam Asthita means one pointed attention. Sarvatha Vartamanopi Sayogi Mai Vartate. So that yogi, one who sees all jivas, the Paramatma who is situated in all the jivas as me. There is no difference between Krishna and the Paramatma who is situated in all the hearts of all the jivas. The yogi who understands this, that yogi worships Krishna, and Krishna remains, they remain in Krishna always in all circumstances. A yogi who is practicing meditation on the supersoul sees within himself the plenary portion of Krishna as Vishnu with four hands holding conch shells, wheel, club, and lotus flower. Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma. This manifestation of Vishnu, which is the yogi's object of concentration, is Krishna's plenary portion, as stated in Brahma Samhita. How Vishnu is plenary portion of Krishna is stated in Brahma Samhita. Yasyaika nisvasita kala mathavalambya jivanti loma vilaja jagadandanatha Vishnur mahansa iha yasya kala vishesho govindam adipurusham tamaham bhajami. Yasyaika nisvasita. There is some spelling mistake here. It is yasyaika nisvasita. Nisvasita means the breathing. Kalam athavalambya jivanti loma vilaja jagadandanatha. That Vishnu from whose breathing the universes come out, from whose perspiration, from whose the pores on the body, the universes come out. That Vishnu, who is that Vishnu? Vishnur Maha, he is Mahavishnu, and Sa Iha Yasya Kala Vishesho, but he is a special plenary expansion of Krishna, Govinda. यस्यैक निःश्वसित कालम अथावलंब्य जीवंती लोम vilaja jagadanda. Loma vilaja means the pores on the body, right? Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. The Brahmas and the other lords of the mundane worlds appear from the pores of Mahavishnu and remain alive for the duration of his one exhalation. I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, for Mahavishnu is a portion of his plenary portion. The words Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami, I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, are most important. The word Adi means original, and Purusham means the Lord as the original male, the original enjoyer. And who is this Govinda whose plenary, and who is this Govinda whose plenary portion is the Mahavishnu? And what is the function of Mahavishnu? In every universe, there is a primary, original living entity known as Brahma. The life of Brahma as the life is the life of the universe. And this life exists during only one breathing period, exhalation and inhalation of Mahavishnu. You can imagine how big is that time duration. Within one inhalation, and once he inhales and exhales, universes are created, Brahma is created, and Brahma does the secondary creation. He lives for 100 years, and then again there it is wound up. Vishnu inhales, exhales, inhales. So Brahma's one day calculation is given. Sahasra yuga paryantam aharyad brahmano viduhu. Sahasra yuga paryantam. There is now, right now, the yuga we are living in is called as Kali Yuga. It will last for 4,32,000 years. Dwapar Yuga was double of this, 8,64,000 years. Then Treta Yuga was triple of this, and Satya Yuga was 4 times. So altogether, all 4 yugas called as together are called as a Mahayuga, one Mahayuga, right? And that one Mahayuga, it will last for 43 lakh years, right? And such 1,000 Mahayugas makes one Kalpa, means one day of Brahma. And similar is one night. Sahasra Yuga Paryantam Aharyad. Aha means the day. And similarly, Teho Ratra Vidojanaha. Similarly, the night of Brahma. And like this, Brahma lives for weeks, months, years. Like that, 100 year is the lifespan of Brahma. And that 100 years, which is trillions on trillions of years of earthly calculation, is one breathing of Mahavishnu. You can imagine, right? The Mahavishnu lies on the causal ocean, and when he exhales, millions of universes issue from his body as bubbles and then develop. When the Mahavishnu inhales, these millions of universes return within him, and this is called the process of annihilation. That, in essence, is the position of these material universes. They come out from the body of Mahavishnu and then again return and then again return. In the 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita 9.7, it is also indicated that these material universes are manifest at a certain period and are then annihilated. Sarva bhutani kaunteya prakritim yanti mamikam kalpakshaye punastani kalpa adau visrujamyaham. Here also Krishna clearly says that one Brahma's lifetime is over, then everything goes everything is annihilated, and again it is created, and that is done by me. O son of Kunti, at the end of the millennium, every material manifestation enters into my nature, and at the beginning of another millennium, by my potency, I again create. The creation, maintenance, and annihilation of this material cosmic manifestation are completely dependent on the supreme will of the personality of Godhead. At the end of the millennium means at the death of Brahma. At the end of the millennium means at the death of Brahma. Brahma lives for 100 years and his one day is calculated to be 4 trillion 300 billion years of our earthly years. His night is of our same duration. His month consists of 30 such days and nights, and his year of 12 months. After 100 such years, when Brahma dies, the devastation of or annihilation takes place. This means that the energy manifested by the Supreme Lord is again wound up in himself. That is, the Mahavishnu inhales. That is, the Mahavishnu inhales. Then again, when there is need to manifest the cosmic world, it is done by His will. Although I am one, I shall become many. This is the Vedic aphorism. He expands himself in this material world, and the whole cosmic manifestation again takes place. Since the entire creation, the the expansion, plenary expansion of Krishna called as Mahavishnu, he lies in the causal ocean in one corner of the spiritual world, and from his bodily pores and from his breathing, the multitude of universes come out. And then, to maintain those universes, the same Mahavishnu again expands himself as Garbhodhakashayi Vishnu in each universe. And he enters the universe, each universe, as Garbhodhakshayi Vishnu and lies down on Garbha Sagara, Garbhodhaka Sagara. And it is from his navel the lotus sprouts. You would have seen the picture of Vishnu lying, and from his navel the lotus comes out, and in the lotus, inside the lotus, when the lotus blooms, Brahma is born. Right? That Vishnu is Garbhodakashayi Vishnu. And from his navel, Brahma takes birth, and Brahma will conduct the secondary creation of this universe, the things in the universe, whether it is different living entities, their bodies, or the oceans, trees, everything. Right? And next, from Garbhodakshayi Vishnu, another expansion, he will expand again as Kshirodakashayi Vishnu, and he will lie in Kshirasagara. There is a Kshirasagara in the material universe itself, the milk ocean, and in that ocean lies the Kshirodakashayi Vishnu. And when all the devatas are in trouble, they all actually approach the Kshirodakashayi Vishnu, who lies in the Kshirasagara, and they go to the bank of the Kshirasagara and they worship him and they call him for help. Right? And this Kshirodakshayi Vishnu expands and enters each and every living entity as Paramatma. Right? That is how Krishna says that Paramatma and me both are one. Because that Paramatma is portion of the portion of the portion of plenary portion of Krishna. Right? And that is how Krishna is within every jiva. Even inside an ant, also Krishna is present. In a dog, also Krishna is present. In an elephant, also Krishna is present. And in all jivas, in all humans, Krishna is present as Paramatma. Right? So just like a kind father will never forget his son, though son is rebellious and he goes away from the father will not forget the son. Similarly, Krishna never forgets us. Though we have left him and came to this material world, Krishna never forgets us. We have forgotten him, he has not forgotten us. He is there right inside us, in our heart, within our heart, as Paramatma. He is so kind. He is the closest person. Krishna says, Suhridam Sarva Bhutanam. He says, I am the best friend of all living entities. Suhrit means the uh, in Hindi also, in Kannada also, they say Atmiya Mitra, Atmiya Bandhu. Matlab one who is very close to the heart. And that one who is very close to the heart is actually Krishna. He is our true friend. All other friends will come and go. But this friend Krishna as Paramatma will be there with us before our birth, during our existence, and after our death also. Because he accompanies the soul, not the body. Body is temporary, and all the friends we make in this material world are all friends of the body, right? Sometimes they say soulmate, right? The soulmate is also not actually the soulmate. This is a word made by some people, right? It's actually the body mate, that's all. This life, somebody comes into your life as your mother, as your father, as your sister, as your husband, as your wife, as your children, as your friends. But once this life is over, all of them are gone. Either they will leave you or you will leave them. One of that, right? So the one who is always there with us, right there with us, is Krishna and no one else. That is why it is said, नित्य सिद्ध कृष्ण प्रेम साध्य कभु नाय श्रवणादि शुद्ध चित्ते करे उदय. The love for Krishna, Krishna consciousness, what we say, right? That Krishna consciousness, that love for Krishna, that Krishna prema is always, it is eternally established in our heart, because Krishna is eternally there in our heart. That connection is never broken. But Shravanadi Shuddha Chitte, we have to chant and hear Hare Krishna mantra so much that our heart should get purified. And then Karaye Uday. That original love for Krishna, that original Krishna prema, that original Krishna consciousness will rise in our heart. So, we should never forget that Krishna is our true friend, and our connection with Krishna is eternal. It is not that when we came in touch with some devotees I started loving Krishna, I started liking Krishna because of his pastime. Because of that, I am connected to Krishna. No, the one who is an atheist, one who doesn't believe in God, one doesn't believe in Krishna, he also has a connection with Krishna, because all are part and parcel of Krishna. Krishna says, Mama eva amsho jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. Eternally, everybody is my amsha. And eternally, I am there in their heart. So every jiva, irrespective of whether they like Krishna, they don't like Krishna, they love Krishna, they are devotees, they are non-devotees, they are friends, they are enemies, they are dogs, they are animals, they are insects, they are reptiles, they are trees, whoever they are, Krishna is always there with them. Shri Krishna is there in their heart. We should always remember this. Right? So, since the entire creation and annihilation of the material universes depend on the exhaling and inhaling of Mahavishnu, we can hardly imagine the magnitude of that Mahavishnu. Right? Very difficult to conceive, right, in our teeny brain, that how big, how mammoth would be the size of Mahavishnu. That from his breathing, universes come out, right? We with great struggle, our scientists are trying to find out which are the planets nearby us, which planets we can approach, we can reach by our the different technology, right? One universe we are not able to study, but Mahavishnu is so huge that from his breathing such millions and trillions of universes are coming out and going. And yet it is said here that this Mahavishnu is but a plenary portion of the plenary portion of Krishna. He's not even direct portion of Krishna. It's not even direct expansion of Krishna. He is the portion, Kala Visheshaha. यस्यैक निःश्वसित कालमथावलंब्य जीवन्ति लोम विलजा जगदण्डनाथ विष्णुर्महान् स इह यस्य कला विशेषा means the plenary portion of the plenary portion. Another place in Srimad Bhagavad Puran, when Vyasadeva makes a list of all the different incarnations of Krishna, finally he says, Ete cha amsha kala pumsam. Ete cha amsha kala pumsam Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. All these incarnations, he makes a list of 22 incarnations of Krishna. Right, there are, we hear about 10 dashavatara, the 10 incarnation. Apart from that, he makes another list of 12, so totally 22 incarnations, right? So all these incarnations, finally he says, are nothing but portions of the plenary portions, kala, etecha amsha kala pumsam. All are portions of plenary portions of Krishna, but Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Krishna is the original personality of Godhead. That is why Brahma sings Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami, the original primeval Lord. I worship you. Right? The Mahavishnu enters into each universe as Garbhodakashayi Vishnu, and Garbhodakashayi Vishnu further expands as Kshirodakashayi Vishnu, and it is this Vishnu from that enters into the heart of every living entity. In this way, Vishnu is manifest throughout the creation. Thus, yogis concentrate their minds on the Kshirodakashayi Vishnu form within the heart, as stated in the last chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Again, spelling mistake. Ishvarah sarvabhutanam hriddeshe arjuna tishtati brahmayan sarvabhutanam bhutani yantrarudhani maya. The Supreme Lord is situated. Ishvarah, the Supreme Lord, sarvabhutanam, and where? Hriddeshe, in the heart. The Supreme Lord is situated in everyone's heart, O Arjuna, and is directing the wanderings of all living entities who are seated as on a machine. Brahmayan sarva bhutani yantrarudhani mayaya. They are as of they are sitting on a machine made of the material energy. Thus, according to the yogic process, the yogi finds out where the Kshirodakashayi Vishnu is seated within the heart, and when he finds this form there, he concentrates on him. The yogi should know that this Vishnu is not different from Krishna. Krishna is this form of supersoul. Krishna in this form of supersoul is situated in everyone's heart. Furthermore, there is no difference between the innumerable supersouls present in the innumerable hearts of living entities. For example, there is only one sun in the sky, but this sun may be reflected in millions of buckets of water. Right? Very beautiful example Srila Prabhupada gives. Suppose there is moon. Today there is a bright moon. Right? The moon is one, but that same moon, one moon is reflected in so many, as many water reserves or water you keep, that many reflection you can have. Right? You go to uh, the terrace of your building, and keep some 10 buckets of water, and you see in each bucket there is a moon, right? So similarly Krishna expands himself and present as Paramatma in every jiva. For example, there is only one sun in the sky, but this sun may be reflected in millions of buckets of water. Or one may ask millions and trillions of people, where is the sun? And each will say, over my head. Right? The sun is one, but it is reflected countless times. According to the Vedas, the living entities are innumerable. There is no possibility of counting them. Just as the sun can be reflected in countless buckets of water, Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, can live in each and everyone's heart. It is this form that is Krishna's plenary portion, and it is this form on which the yogi concentrates. One who is engaged in Krishna consciousness is already a perfect yogi. In fact, there is no difference between a Krishna conscious devotee. In fact, there is no difference between a Krishna conscious devotee always engaged in the transcendental loving service of Krishna and a perfect yogi engaged in meditation on the Supersoul. There is no difference between a yogi in samadhi, in a trance, meditating on the Vishnu form, and a Krishna conscious person engaged in different activities. Right? So it is very important for all of us to understand that our acharyas have given us so many activities in Krishna consciousness, but we should understand that these activities, by engaging ourselves in these activities, we are no different from those yogis who are meditating on the Paramatma form of Lord Krishna in their hearts. Because they are also in samadhi, and those who are performing Krishna conscious activities, they are also engaging all their senses, and hence the leader of the senses, the mind, in Krishna service. Right? The devotee, even though engaged in various activities while in material existence, remains always situated in Krishna. This is confirmed in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu of Srila Rupa Goswami. Nikhilashu api avasthasu jivan mukta sa uchyate. A devotee of the Lord, always acting in Krishna consciousness, is automatically liberated. This is also confirmed in the fourth chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Mam chayo avyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samatityaitan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. Mamchayo avyabhicharena. Vyabhichari means one who is not chaste. Right? One who is unchaste. He is called as vyabhichari. Right? So, Mamchayo avyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate. One who performs Mam bhakti yoga. One who performs devotional service unto me. How? Avyabhicharena, with undivided attention, completely focused on me in my service. That devotee, Sagunan Samatityaitan, he crosses over all the gunas of this material world. And Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate, he reaches the highest spiritual platform. One who engages in full devotional service, who does not fall down in any circumstance, at once transcends the modes of material nature and thus comes to the level of Brahman. Thus, the devotee engaged in unalloyed devotional service has already transcended the material modes of nature. Being situated on the Brahman platform means being liberated. There are three platforms: the bodily platform or sensual platform, the mental platform, and the spiritual platform. Right? The bodily platform, mental platform, and spiritual platform. The spiritual platform is called the Brahman platform. And liberation means being situated on that platform. Being conditioned souls, we are presently situated on the bodily or sensual platform. Those who are a little advanced speculators, philosophers are situated on the mental platform. Above this is the platform of liberation, of Brahman realization, right? So those who are only after gratifying their senses, they are on the bodily platform or sensual platform. Those who are thinking beyond the body, they are speculating about God, they are speculating about liberation, they are on the second level, that is mental level, right? And those who are always engaged in Krishna's service, they are on spiritual platform. The devotee always acting in Krishna consciousness is automatically situated on the liberated platform of Brahman, is also confirmed in the Narada Pancharatra. Dikkaladi Dikkaladyana Vachinne Krishne Cheto Vidhayacha Tanmayo Bhavati Kshipram Jivo Brahmani Yojayet. By concentrating one's attention on the transcendental form of Krishna, Krishne Cheto Vidhayacha, who is all pervading and beyond time and space, Dikkaladi Anvachinne, one who is beyond Dik Kala, one who is beyond time and space. One becomes absorbed in thinking of Krishna and then attains the happy state of transcendental association with Tanmayo Bhavati Kshipram Jivo Brahmani Yojayet. Krishna consciousness is the highest stage of trance in yoga practice. This very understanding that Krishna is present as Paramatma in everyone's heart makes the yogi faultless. The Vedas confirm this inconceivable potency of Lord as follows. Ekopi san bahuda yo avabhati ऐनर्याद रूपम एकम च सूर्यवद bahudheyate. Vishnu is one and yet is certainly all pervading. By his inconceivable potency, in spite of his one form, he is present everywhere as the sun. He appears in many as the sun. He appears in many places at once. Suryavad bahudheyate. आत्मौपम्येन सर्वत्र समं पश्यति यो अर्जुन सुखम वा यदि वा दुखम स योगी परमो मतः. He is a perfect yogi who, by comparison to his own self, sees the true quality, true equality of all beings, both in their happiness and distress, O Arjuna. He is a perfect yogi who, by comparison to his own self, sees the true equality of all beings, both in their happiness and distress, O Arjuna. This is true universal vision. It is not that God is sitting in my heart and not in the heart of a dog, cat, or cow. Sarva Bhutanam means that He is sitting in the hearts of all living entities. In the human heart and in the ant's heart. The only difference is that cats and dogs cannot realize this. A human being, if he tries to follow the Sankhya Yoga or Bhakti Yoga system, is able to understand, and this is the prerogative of human life. If we miss this opportunity, we suffer a great loss, for we have undergone the evolutionary process and have passed through more than 8 million species of life in order to get this human form. We should therefore be conscious of this and careful not to miss this opportunity. We have a good body, the human form, and intelligence and civilization. We should not live like animals and struggle hard for existence, but should utilize our time thinking peacefully and understanding our relationship with the Supreme Lord. This is the instruction of Bhagavad Gita. Don't lose this opportunity. Utilize it properly. So, in this last paragraph of the sixth chapter, Srila Prabhupada gives a warning that this human form of lives we have attained after crossing 8 million other life forms. So, we should be very serious about Krishna consciousness, about self realization, about putting an end to to again fall in this repetition of cycle of 84 lakh species of life, right? We should not live like animals, because we have got this human form of life and it has a purpose. Human form of life has a purpose. Don't waste this life just like animals, always engaged in satisfying one's senses and one's mind. We are something beyond our senses and mind. We are spirit souls. So we should always think of the elevation of the spirit soul from this repetition of cycle and birth to liberation. Right? So, chapter number 7, the new chapter will begin from the next session, yoga for the modern age. Okay. Thank you all for joining. Vishwaguru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.